Good day to everyone. Good morning to the guys in the US, good afternoon to the guys in Europe, and good evening to the guys in Asia. I'm going to share my screen, and we can start. My name is Fabrizio del Maffeo, and I'm the Managing Director of ION Europe and the founder of App. Today I want to show you the story of App, but also to give you some idea about how to get connected from and how to deploy your project in the field. First, just a quick overview about who we are. App is a division of ION Europe, and ION is part of ASUS Group. Then we are part of a big corporation. But for all last 25 years, we focus our attention on the industrial market. If you look at what's happening today, is typical industrial customer, they are trying to deploy IoT. The problem we saw in past years is that there are two different approaches between different people. There are the innovators that have a specific approach, and there are the typical industrial customer, and this customer have a completely different approach. If you look at the solution they deploy, innovators want to have a cost-effective solution, while established customers, industrial customers, they still use expensive solution. In terms of support, the industrial approach is to have a support from supplier, and no matter if it's the manufacturer or if it's the distributor. While the innovators, the new generation of people, they look for support on the web. They want to get as soon as they can the solution, the answer to their problem. If you look about the technology, in industrial markets, the technologies deployed on the field are typically stable technologies, while the innovators have a different approach. They use the latest technology. In terms of also product itself, standardization is a key in industrial market, but when you think about IoT project, you need quite often customization, and this is the approach of the innovators. In terms of life cycle also, in industrial application, people want to have 5 to 7 years of life cycle. Well, when the new company, new startup, they look for specific needs. They don't have a specific needs. They just want to have a product, but with no specific life cycle needed. And also the development cycle, startup, they need to go as fast as we can to market, while industrial customer, they look for a long development cycle. They are also more legal in terms of innovation, and they are focusing on mass production, while the innovators and the startup, they want to get a prototype working as soon as they can. And even the approach is different. Do things is the approach of the innovators, while the industrial company, they think before taking action and moving forward. But if you look to this picture here in front of you, you can see a slide of BI intelligence. You can see that also the established company, the industrial customer, they are now looking for a new approach to things. They are trying to deploy open hardware and open hardware technology. And based on this consideration, then we saw this big gap between the new approach and the existing approach of industrial customer, and then we decided to create something to try to cover this gap. And our idea was pretty simple. We just take the most popular platform for prototypes, that is the Raspberry Pi, and we decided to put inside this platform the most scalable technology that is Intel. And afterwards, we just introduce industrial-grade electronics component and manufacturing process. And this is the app board, the first generation. We created then a board that looks like a Raspberry Pi, but it could try to cover this gap between the fast time to market, but also the scale up, the idea to use the same board to scale up. This board has 0-60 degrees, 7 years of longevity, expansion of Raspberry Pi to permit the customer to reuse all the existing expansions in the market, and in Intel technology, that means support of Linux, support of Windows, support of Android, and scalability. Then, but beside that, we also decided to create a community around the board, then to give the chance to customers to publish their project, to support each other, and simple way and fast the solution they were looking for. And also we have built up a shop. We start to qualify different expansion, different solution, and also the idea was to give the customers and the chance to get the board as soon as they can. In 3 days, get this board. But the idea behind this was not only to sell, but to give the customer to create something and maybe to sell it back to us and to resell it, then to create a cycle, a virtuous cycle between customer and us. But App Board was just the beginning of our journey, and from the first App Board we created the App Core. Then the App Core was created with a simple idea to help customers who needed the hardware customization to get a board that is expandable but is also single board computers. Then actually you can use this board alone, standalone, or you can also use it and develop a carrier board around it, then leveraging the benefits of app, but also give the customer the chance to customize and create their own solution. And then we also decided to give the customer a new solution. We took app and basically we squared it physically, and we removed the cherry trail technology Intel and we put on board the Apollo Lake, a most powerful technology and the technology that gives comprehensive I/O to customers. This board, the App Squared that went in mass production this last summer, give the customer to access to Apollo Lake, then to Celeron, on Pentium, Atom, and also to have a lot of expansion on board. You have MiniPC Express if you want to connect to 4G, you have M.2 if you want to get Wi-Fi on board, you can have SATA, you have still the expansion of Raspberry Pi that permit you to leverage all the expansion available on the market, and also to reuse the project you develop on app and to port it seamlessly on App Square to a most powerful technology. There are also USB 3.0 and many other features. Here you can see then the idea behind the app project. We started with one board and now we have a family, but a family of board that can give the chance to customer to develop something quickly, fast, and to move from prototype to mass production very quickly. Around these boards, we have created also an industrial ecosystem of partners who can provide a complementary solution from software to hardware to connectivity. Because the key of IoT is not only the PC, but it's to have the solution, is to build up a solution in a fast way, in a simple way. And in IoT, you need a sensor, gateways, connectivity, and cloud services. By looking at the market, we have noticed that still was not easy to find a solution to permit the customer to quick and to fast prototype. Looking at the typical challenges of today IoT development, the common problem is, okay, I build up my prototype, but then when I move to production, what should I do? In most of the platform that you use for prototyping your solution cannot be used in a field deployment. Then there is also quite often a need of customization, industrialization of the product. There is a need also customization of the input-output. You need to add the connectivity, and also sometimes it's much more important to know if the software is compatible with the hardware or not earlier than in the later stage of the project. And also to have a tool to start to develop quickly and then to prototype quickly the complete solution, including connectivity, including sensor and everything. And then looking at this picture of the market, thanks to collaboration that we have with Intel and with Canonical and with Arduino, all together, and Groove Seed Studio, we have created the AppSquare Global IoT Development Kit that has been launched last week. Here in front of you can see the page inside the developer zone of Intel. And this kit has been created to give the chance to all of you to access quickly to an industrial solution, good for prototyping, but also to scale up your business. Then the idea is that you can get it quickly, you can attach it, you can connect everything, you can load the software, and you can start immediately to develop. What do you have inside the kit? Inside the kit, you get, of course, an AppSquare board that is powered by Intel Celeron and Apollo Lake with RAM, with eMMC, 32 GB of eMMC power supply. You have the Groove expansion with the sensors, and you have the cable. Actually, you can connect the board. You can turn it on because there is preloaded Ubuntu OS. And then you can connect it directly to Arduino Create and start immediately the development of your project. And all this kit is now available. You can order it, and is out there at $249. Then it's quite a competitive solution, considering that it's an industrial solution and you can deploy in the field. If you look at the contents, the fact that you have Ubuntu give you the advantage to leverage the Snap Store. Then you can find already a lot of applications that you can download and seamlessly integrate inside your solution. But also the fact that the board has been qualified by Arduino Create give you a lot of benefits. You can just connect to the Arduino Create environments, and then you start to use the Arduino Scratch. You start to share your project. You start to download the code, import your code, and this will give you a very incredible experience, because in a short time you can really build up your prototype. But the other big advantage is also that this board is supporting the UPM libraries. The UPM is a framework for IoT developers, and give you the chance to access to 400 sensors. Then not only sensor that you can deploy indoor, but also outdoor sensor, professional sensor. The other benefit of this kit is that you can upgrade it and you can connect it. Then what you can have is not only a Celeron, but you can have a Pentium solution in this moment with 4 GB, 8 GB RAM, up to 128 GB of eMMC. And of course, you can also access later this year to the Intel X5 and X7 Atom with extended temperature range if you want to move to outdoor deployment. Thanks to the expansion, the comprehensive set of expansions of the board, you can then add your 3G modem, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, InOcean, ZigBee, IQRF, or LoRa. Then your board can connect to the cloud, can connect to a series of different protocols, and you can expand your IoT solution. But then, if you move on, the idea is this: that within 1 month with this kit, you should be able to create your prototype, a real prototype that you can really deploy. Because the benefit of Ubuntu is that it's the most popular Linux distribution. You find several hundred, but you find the libraries, tools for a vertical application, for AI, robotics, signage. The fact that we adopted Seed give you also the chance to access to a comprehensive number of sensors, because Seed is one of the most important supplier of sensors for prototyping. The board himself, as I said, is an Apollo Lake Intel platform, super powerful with hardware graphic accelerator, a wide range of I/O and also connectivity. You have online community, you have the shop, you can buy through channel, through distributors, you have tutorials. the fact that you connect it to Arduino gives you the chance to access to the biggest maker community, and you have really millions of lines of code available already there. And of course, Intel technology gives you scalability. You can start with a specific CPU, but then you can scale up without having the need to change your software and adapt your software. When you move to the field test, again, Ubuntu gives you also the chance to create a custom image to have over-the-air update, and this is a very good benefit. While with SIS you can have an industrial-grade sensor. Arduino libraries, again, give you the chance to finalize and to optimize your code, and still, thanks to the support of Intel MRAA and UPM library, you can access to 400 sensors. But in terms of hardware, what we give you is the chance to move from the board to the system. Around the AppSquare board, we have built up an ecosystem of partners who can design a chassis, but also ourselves, we can provide you chassis for or enclosure for indoor application, for outdoor application, IP68, for example, or for automation. We have also solution via rail, and you can integrate inside the chassis all the connectivity you need. You can easily build up your gateway or intelligent computer, connected computer hardware. And when you move to mass production, the idea of this kit is that then after 2-3 months of test, field test, within 6 months you should be able to move to mass production, and then to move to the last stage of your project. In this phase, the fact that you develop you're using Ubuntu give you the chance to build up your Ubuntu core image, then to optimize the operating system to have the right size and speed up, and having an image that can be fast loaded. At the same time, SID offers you customization services, and Intel gives you the chance to scale up. While with Arduino, you can still access to an amazing number of libraries that you can reuse to optimize your code. But if you look at the board, at the hardware himself, you can easily customize your BIOS. We provide you a service of 1 week of customization, and you can also, in 8 weeks, to depopulate the board. You can ask for board depopulation with 500 pieces. You can ask to remove components of the board to optimize the board. But if this is not enough for your project and you want, in a second stage, maybe to optimize your hardware, you can either move to another board, because actually it's Intel. Intel gives you the chance to access to thousands different boards powered with the same technology. Then you can either use an Aeon board or select another board from Intel is a partner. Or if you have the volume, if you want to really optimize your hardware, you can move to a full custom board and system. In this case, we suggest to consider at least 5,000 pieces, because below this amount, it's not convenient for you to move to a full customization solution. But again, you can, in this case, to access the complete system and customized solution. But our journey doesn't end here, because this solution is still expandable, and we already started with the help of Intel to build up also scenario solution. For example, thanks to the benefit of running Ubuntu on it and Intel technology on it, you can easily connect your real-sense sensor and build up your robot. This board is fully compatible with the ZR300 camera or the D435 camera of Intel RealSense, then 3D camera. You can connect a display if you want. You can use the HUT interface to expand it with a specific expansion board. You can give connectivity. You can add expansion to control servo motors. Then you can really do many other things using, again, the same hardware behind and the same ecosystem behind. Or if you look at the smart city, this is another example. There are several protocols. We support, of course, LoRa. We support the 3G, the Wi-Fi. But in this case, we show you an example where we use a new technology, a very interesting mesh technology for outdoor deployment and building management system. It's called IQRF, and this technology is fully supported in App Squared. And again, you can leverage the IP68 system to move to a field deployment, to have your outdoor gateway on it. Or if you look at a scenario like in intelligent retail, you can connect easily. We have a solution that permits you to connect a camera. Then again, you connect the camera. With a camera, you can do people analysis. You can also reuse all the kit and the library that you have developed on the IoT kit. You can still leverage the benefit of Ubuntu, still leverage the benefits of Arduino, but you start to give sight to your application. And again, you can also leverage the chassis, the expansion, and build up your own solution. If you move to another vertical like automation, in automation, we have a partnership with HMS, that is one of the most important company and market leader of field bus. Then again, this solution run over Ubuntu. Then you can connect the HMS Impact and give start to control automation hardware. You have a Modbus, you have Profinet, you have Ethernet, EtherCAT, PowerLink, and to deploy on the field, you can just access to the in-rail mounting chassis, and that permits you to have a seamless integration in automation scenario. And here you have again an overview. The kit to the UpSquare Groove IoT is the base, is this kit that's we just launched, but upon this kit you can expand it, adding several peripheral, and then build up your own kit for a vertical application. Here you have an overview of all the solution that we have now available. But also you can still have, if you already if you want to use an existing off-the-shelf box PC, we have already box-the-shelf solution. Again, still compatible with the IoT development kit, the IoT Groove development kit that we have launched. Then, my message to all of you is that you can just buy it. You can find it on AppShop. You can find on C Studio. You can find all this solution on Ion distributor. You can buy the solution on Mouse Electronic, on Digimax, on Texim. We have a comprehensive network partner that can support you also locally worldwide. And my last slide is very simple. I just suggest do not think twice. Turn your IoT into a product right now. Then come on board and join our community of developers. Okay, question. Service warranty, I think, is the question. We give 2 years of warranty to the kit worldwide. Then actually you buy the kit. When you receive the kit, we support you for 2 years. I have another question is, what level of software knowledge is required to build the IoT solution for home automation? Well, home automation is, it depends, in home automation depends which kind of protocol you want to support, because in different regions there are different protocols. In general, it's pretty much straightforward, the development of automation. If you want to leverage ZigBee, InOcean, protocols, because these protocols are widely supported, and you can find a comprehensive set of libraries either running on Linux or running on Arduino. Then it's very simple to develop this. And actually, we have a kit. You can buy this solution and integrate on it in Ocean, and we support it already if you want in Ocean, and ZigBee will be supported soon. Well, about BACnet protocol in this moment, we don't officially support it. Yes, of course, the slide. That's the question. If the slide, are available, of course, yes, you can get your slide. You can. We suggest you to visit our website. We suggest you to write to us, to me, to Aline, that is the marketing manager. Then, absolutely, you can get all this presentation and the slides. I love the question of Peter Logan. About Upboard and Movidius compute stick. Actually, yes, this board, Upboard, has been already tested with Movidius compute stick, and it works pretty well. We hope also in future to have the chance to do something more with the guys of Movidius, and we have talked to. And within Upboard, within this solution, this Intel solution, we support, if you notice in the presentation, Upboard comes, and the Up Squared comes with an Intel Max 10 FPGA on board. And this FPGA is used to control the I/O. Then, if you want, you can also, project-based, ask us to deliver Up Square with a bigger FPGA. You can install your FPGA code on it. About future integration on FPGA for machine vision, we've been working on it. Again, Up is a platform. We have now 3 boards, but we are moving on we are developing other solutions. No, Intel NUC, the question is Intel NUC used as part of the group development kit? No. The board that we have shown looks like a NUC, but actually is not a NUC. It's an Up Square board, it's an Aeon board, and it's smaller than a NUC, and it's industrial. Then you have different I/O that you have on the NUC. You have I2C, I2S, you have 4 analog digital converters, you have the expansion of Raspberry Pi, you have USB on the go, and no, sorry, it looks like someone cannot hear me, but I know. Okay, so then it's you have many other things that I could not show you today because I prefer to leave you the chance to ask questions that boring you with a long presentation. Okay, other question is all the Upboard have Raspberry Pi. Okay. The first Upboard and the Upboard and Up Squared, they have the expansion connector of Raspberry Pi, but we qualified some expansion, but it's not really plug and play. In some expansion, you have to rewrite the software code. In others, no, you can seamlessly use it. About the support, the other question is, does the platform support remote update, including firmware with authenticated firmware OS and software? The answer is yes, you can do it, but you need a specific tools. Intel provides specific tools to support Apollo Lake remote management and debug also, to do the field debug, a specific tool. Is there a commercial kit with Up Squared board? Well, actually, I don't know the exact meaning of the question, but Up Squared is on the market. You can buy it, and already now the kit, the IoT Groove development kit, is based on Up Squared, and it's available. You can order it now, and we're going to deliver by the end of this month, beginning of December. There are also other kits built up with AppSquared. Then you can find more information on Mouser or on App Shop if you want. The other question is if Appboard support 3D camera F200 and R200. Yes. Actually, Appboard supports the Intel. The first Appboard has been selected by the Intel RealSense for the robotic development kit, the R200. Then, if you go on Intel Click or you type on Google Intel RealSense development kit R200, you can see all the information. And if you buy it, you get the sensor, the RealSense sensor, plus the Appboard, the first generation with Cherry Trail. And it supports the face recognition, but for gesture, well, it depends. It's not. It's better. It depends on the application, I would say, because Cherry Trail, that is a quad-core Atom, it's good enough for many of the feature of RealSense, but in some cases, maybe it's not the perfect solution. But you can find a lot of information of it. Actually, we have 1,000 developers who bought the first generation of Appboard plus RealSense. Okay, the question is there a tutorial proof of concept on how to connect the group kit with AWS Greengrass and AWS IoT? AppSquared itself is it's already certified for to be connected to AWS, to Azure, and to the most important clouds. This kit in particular, we are now working to make it seamless, integrated with all the most important cloud services. Then, in this moment, we didn't release it, but we are going to do it. I like this question. A student to ask, I want to create my future career in IoT. How should I start? Actually, it's a good question. I'm not sure if I'm the right person to answer, because IoT means everything and nothing nowadays. You find IoT everywhere. Then the first question you should ask to yourself is what you like to do. What is the field you like to do? And afterwards, within the field, IoT is everywhere nowadays. I mean, you have IoT in the industrial market, but you have IoT also in the consumer market. Then, I mean, it's a good question. Depends on what you want to do. But definitely, if you want to do IoT, you have to go in the direction of software. This is my suggestion. I miss, but when would be available? No, the kit, the IoT group development kit, is right now in mass production. Now we expect to deliver it by the end of November, beginning of December. We had a few delays because of the RAM and eMMC shortage. As you probably heard, if you are in the market, there is a big shortage of RAM and eMMC, and this impacted also the delivery of the kit, but it's a question of a few weeks and the kit will be available. You can pre-order it now and get it. Definitely in December, not later than December. I get the message that the product is not longer available. Actually, no, the product is available. It's simply that you cannot, if you order it now, the kits, but you can get it in December. You cannot get it in 3 days. While the other product that you find on the shop, you can get it in 3 days, 5 days, worldwide. Are the Appboards compatible with the first release RealSense Creative VF0800? We don't suggest to use that release because we noticed that it's a little bit unstable on the Cherry Trail platform. On Appboard, we tried to use then Appboard with the Creative VF0800, and it worked, but sometimes we experience instability. In general, while I wait for the question, I just want to share something that's coming back to the first question of the day. This kit is the first brick of something much bigger that we are developing. As I said, it's a general purpose kit for IoT. It's a platform. It's not a kit. It's a real platform, and we are going to expand it. And the next step that I can anticipate you now is to give more intelligence in the sense of machine learning in the edge. Then the direction that we want to do is in future to start to add a specific component, specific hardware that can accelerate the machine learning and the artificial intelligence on the edge, because it's something that is more and more needed. While IoT means connecting the data to transfer it to the cloud in many applications, we see the needs to have real-time data analysis and real-time decision-making. And to do so, we think that there are some optimized hardware still within the Intel family that can be integrated and deployed on the edge. Then the direction of that we are taking with the app of product family is to give to integrate something in the direction of machine learning and artificial intelligence on the edge. Vasquez asks if it works with fireware. We didn't test it. I don't have an answer. The focus that over the last 3 months we spent a lot of efforts to give you the chance to have a great development experience. When you receive the kit, you open it, you connect it, you connect your PC, you upload the you connect to Arduino Create it, and you start immediately development. Then it looks very simple, but to make it so simple, we had to spend a lot of resources and time on it. But we are pretty sure that the user experience is great, will be great. We are pretty sure of it. The other important thing is that if you start to use this kit and then this Intel Apollo Lake technology, I want to highlight again that when you move to the second stage, when you move to the field deployment, once you have Intel technology Apollo Lake, once you develop on this technology, you have 1,000 solutions available on the market. You really have 1,000 solutions. Unfortunately, maybe for me, but it is true. You can really go to markets and find already solution for outdoor, indoor application, vertical solution for transportation, for energy, and so on, based on exactly the same technology. Then the porting of your software will be pretty straightforward. And this is a key point for your development, for your deployment in the field. How to make a proof of concept for IoT solution? Well, it's a good question, quite a generic question. Depends which kind of proof of concept, of course, you're looking for. But when we build up this kit, this was the idea: was give the chance to people that are not people who didn't spend 30 years in developing hardware to get quickly something and to start development. Then, if you buy this kit, for example, the kit comes with sensor. You have humidity sensor, you have proximity sensor, you can temperature sensor. You can easily reuse the Arduino sketch code, and build up very quickly your solution and your proof of concept. It's really, really simple to be done, because you need, of course, to have a software background, at least a minimum software background, because otherwise it becomes a little bit difficult. But it's much easier than you can imagine. I also suggest if you are curious about IoT development and you want to, if you go in the direction of robotics or motors, probably you can just buy an Arduino, a simple Arduino kit. You join the community, you find everything, all the source code. Then you just need to have a little software background to do it. If you are more experienced, you can adopt a more powerful solution, Raspberry Pi, App Squared, and so on. Okay, regarding a home automation kit, what are the key features, differences? In the home automation, it's kind of different, the solution that's for home automation. The kit for IoT that we have developed, it's a generic kit with sensor, typically for generic IoT application. In the home automation, we are building up a kit that give you also a software framework that supports also Node-RED, then to easily program your home automation application. This is the direction of the kit of home automation. If you buy already the expansion of InOcean, what you have you can get the InOcean module that is the gateway. You can connect the sensor, pair the sensor to the gateway, and then C++ or C you can control your application. Very simple. It's a serial communication in Ocean. It's just a serial. Then it's very simple to be done. We are now working with a company to build up a kit that support Apple HomeKit, Alexa, and also the Philips Hue environment. We hope to launch it in Q1 next year. Yeah, I think that's the suggestion. We got the question is to show the proof of concept that we can about the kit and if it works. And I think yeah, it's a good point. Honestly, we didn't do it now. We didn't do it for a simple reason, because the actors involved on this kit are beside us, Aeon. There is also Intel, there is Arduino, there is Canonical, there is SIT, and then we didn't. It takes a little bit more time when we have to build up official documentation to be released. But I take this note absolutely as a good suggestion that we just got, and we are going to do it very soon, because. Without, at least you can see with your eyes the way it works and the fact that it's very, very simple, the installation and usage of the kits. Then we will follow it. We'll follow up this. The other question is there existing support for regarding security? Is there existing support for API and maybe secure device on board with App Squared? Yes, it's Intel technology. Then you have these features. Then you can access it. Yes, Project Base will support you on this. You think is going to experience the biggest boom? Okay. Yes. The question is which domain in IoT I think is going to experience the biggest boom. Smart home, healthcare, IoT. Nowadays, by far, in this moment, the IoT is spreading very fast in consumer markets. Consumer means that your phone is IoT. Honestly, it's not anymore a phone. Smart home, it's another environment where you have IoT. the car manufacturing industry, of course, it's another industry. If you look at a very specific domain like healthcare, yes, there are a lot. We experience a lot of proof of concept in healthcare, in a remote healthcare. Still at the proof of concept stage. There are no real field deployments, but it's interesting to notice that there is an overlapping between the commercial companies and the industrial companies in healthcare, because if you look at the wearable, one of the biggest market of wearable is the wearable to measure basically your body, to measure your pressure, to measure your temperature, and this is a gray area between the consumer and the real healthcare. Then we see a big interest from the consumer company, especially computer company, to look at the healthcare as remote healthcare as a big IoT market. In industrial market, industrial IoT is growing, but still proof of concept. More and more proof of concept. Real deployment are starting now. We noticed over the last 12 months increasing number of field deployments. In this case, I think that the problem is that we have to help the executive of the company to understand the benefit of IoT in terms of productivity, for example, the benefit in the marketing, the benefit in the company business evolution. And IoT is very complicated because you have services, you have hardware, you have software, and when you deploy and you sell an IoT solution, you have to talk not only to R&D at the company, but typical to the operation officer of the company, because the IoT means deploying technology in the operation. It means then to improve the efficiency of the company, to improve the productivity of the company. There is a big benefit, or to collect marketing data to then improve the sales of the company. All these factors make the decision-making process much more complicated in consumer market, because while myself, if I have to, I want to deploy something on IoT, I can just buy a bracelet and start to measure my pressure, measure my temperature. Immediately I have developed and I adopted IoT solution, and I can see the benefit because I can track myself and see the improvement in my health, in my body. You understand that the industrial IoT, it's not a one-person decision. It's a long process. The benefits, it takes time to have benefits, and then it's not so simple. The question, why app? What does it mean? Nothing, honestly. There is no real meaning of app. We decided to use a simple and short name, easy to be memorized by people, but there is no meaning behind app. When I buy app gateway 01 gate, but I have yes. Of course, when you move from the kit is certified CE, UL, but when you move to specific vertical like transportation, like industrial automation, you need a vertical certification, specific certification to deploy your solution on the field, and we support it. For example, if you if you decide from the IoT group development kit to move to an outdoor deployment, and then get the gateway, the IP68 gateway, which includes the same board and which can be connected to the same sensor. That gateway is already certified with LoRa, is already certified for 4G, is already certified in general RED. RED, that is the new standard that is used in Europe, but is going to be deployed worldwide for radio emissions. Then, yes, you have the certifications. All the product, by the way, all the hardware that we use is pre-certified, including the modem that we suggest, including the 4G modem, are also pre-certified for all the carriers. You can really deploy in the field, and all these products are also, they have also extended temperature range, because when you deploy in an outdoor situation, you have to be sure that your machine keep the connection to the clouds, or at least can connect in the moment you need it. Important also for you to know that the kit comes with Ubuntu, and you can connect to Arduino Create, but being Intel technology, being an x86 and Intel technology, you are free to install whatever Linux distribution you want. You can adopt Windows, so you can want to adopt Windows IoT Core. You can adopt Google framework. I mean, it's up to you. It's really open. It's an open architecture on this. It's scalable. Then you can, if you are a software developer, and most of you, all of you should be software developers, and then I'm pretty sure you can play around and also do something cool with it, porting to different softwares. For example, the first generation of app, we publish only 4 different. We publish Ubuntu. We supported Yocto. We also support Yocto and AppSquared. We support Microsoft IoT Core. We support Android, of course, but we had more than 10 different Linux versions developed by within our community. We support UBLinux, that is a Debian version. Then it's this is very important. You don't have to stick on a specific Linux distribution or OS version. At the same time, if you want to stay on Ubuntu, you can move to Ubuntu Core. Canonical can support you on this. You can really optimize the core of your operating system and make it lighter and more optimized for your application. This is important. Keeping the benefits to install the snap if you want. Then I think it's a great advantage for the developers. And all the news to app www.app-board.org. You can find and buy the kits on www.app-shop.com, and you can find information about the community at www.app-community.org. Bye. Thank you so much to everyone.